Hey, what's up people? This is Jesse Mbogo and welcome to Against All Norms, where we talk about everything and anything concerning our lives. Thank you so much guys. I've received so much love. Some of you people are there. I have seen people subscribing. I've seen people liking and sharing. Thank you so much, man. You guys are amazing. And I promised the last time that mse yote mwenye atauliza any question, trust me, lazima nita make sure to be able to handle. There's a comment that I actually received on my last video that I was talking about breaking religion and culture so that we may spread the love of God. And actually, if you have not watched that video, please kuna ka pop up hapa hivi, click on that video, you'll be able to see you'll be able to go and see that video and see what I was actually talking about. But kwa hii video kuna mse alicomment kitu pale, na today I just want to, and it was interesting, I decided today I'll be doing that. Somebody asked a very serious question which actually made me think, but this is very serious. Somebody asked, why are men not involved in church? But nikakaa hivi nikajiuliza, is this true that men are not involved in church? Okay, well, men are in church, but why are they not involved in church? I think I will handle this question in two parts. Like there are men who actually don't go to church, and there are men who actually go to church, but they're not involved in the activities, in the running of activities of a program. Maybe they may not be on the forefront, but kwa background. So I'll try to be able to handle those dimensions, and the person who asked me I can be able to answer well. So the question is, why are men not involved in church? Now, first of all, I'll start by saying like this. Give an example. Imagine uko church, praise and worship imepigwa vizuri sana, imefika worship time. Unajua hiyo ndio ile wakati watu wanajibwaga, roho zao wanamwaga kwa Mungu. Unapata kwamba the ladies, and God bless you ladies, you easily pour out your emotions and you easily pour out what you feel to God, and you like we can actually see how you're pouring your heart to God. So you see these two people, let me say a couple. Let's say wacha nijitumie mimi and maybe my wife. Manze amezama kwa worship, believe you. Hadi analia. Kando yake kuna Jesse pale. Jesse ameka tu mikono hivi na amekaa tu hivi anaangalia tu chini. And he's in deep, sijui in thought, in the spirit, but this somehow is mistakenly to be like we are not engaged in worship. By then, most people think that when men do not cry when the worship song is being sung, that they are not engaged in worship, which I feel it's a myth. If you look at how men we are cultured, nurtured, for us pouring out emotions kidogo ni tricky. Ngumu sana kupata mwanaume analia. Amepigwa na issue bigi sana. Kuna kitu imemguza mahali, imemfinya kabisa, but unapata mwanaume anangangana kweli ku make sure that at the end of the day he cannot show any sign of emotions, either like crying. We can show other emotions like anger and being happy. We can show all that, but when it comes to crying, I think how we have been cultured, we always see it as a point of weakness, which somehow see it is the right thing, but that is how we have been cultured. So this also affects how we behave in a normal service of worship, especially where everybody is there. A man by the way may cry akiwa solo kwa nyumba yake when no one is seeing them. In the secret places, they actually can pour out their feelings, but when they are in front of people, it's very hard for them to pour out what they are feeling, because to us it has always been communicated that's a sign of weakness, which is, I think, a wrong thing. And I think as you are growing, we are understanding that being able to being able to understand the way you feel is also an added advantage. So today we are not going to talk about turning men to be emotional. No, we are not going to be talking about. I'll just be trying to share how somehow inakuwaga inaonekana gani kama hatuko what can I say? Hatuko connected in the spirit ya church when people are worshiping. So in our culture tujafunzwa ku pour out. So tumefunzwa ku calm. Another thing I want to talk about is maybe people not, the aspect of men not being involved in other departments. You'll find them that they are background. Others are working in background. They are not in the forefront. They are not, most of them you won't see them, maybe wao ndio kwa Sunday school department, you will not see them there, but you'll find that they are doing a lot on the background to make sure that things are running. And finally, I want to handle the point whereby there is also the aspect that there are men who are not actually just, they do not show when they're involved in anything. Especially men who, there are those men who come to church, but wanatokanga tu wanaenda, they drop the family and they go. So I'll really put this, and this is my thinking, I'll really put this on the way we were nurtured as men. You do not expect us to be like the way our women are, like to kuga tunapoa our feelings, apana. We are cultured to kufungia. So somehow you may misread us that we are not connected. So now let me just speak now to my fellow men, because I am among the men. And I just want to share this personal kind of way that I've lived my life, because I've been involved in church and I know how sometimes we men are tunaiviewingi. I do believe when you start a relationship with God, then every other thing will stem out of that relationship. So whatever you're involved in has to first of all come from a point of a relationship with God. So kama hatuna relationship with God, tunafanya tu vitu ndio tufanye, kuna disconnect. You can actually see the disconnect. So I do believe for us men to be really involved in things pertaining, especially I want to call it mentoring, because men wamepata the ability to mentor, wakona the power to mentor, to act as leaders. If Christ in us has not been rooted in our lives, we have not had that relationship with God, then it will be hard for us to be able to also to share the same kind of lifestyle to the ones who are coming. So for us men who are in this position, lazima kwanza si wenyewe tuko na relationship na God, ndio tuweze kukam kwa position ya kwa mentors. And this is the place that I feel in the church in Amis, men being able to mentor, because I feel our boy child hata kwa church tuna exist to kuna the aspect of mentorship, and this I'll pose it as a challenge to us as men, that we need to take up the role of being leaders, to see miss kwa hizi places, because kwa hizi churches ndio place young ones wanakuwa brought up, ndio wanakuwa cultured, ndio wanakuwa empowered, ndio wanakuwa equipped. If we miss the positions that we are supposed to play, the role that we are supposed to play as men in church, then we are doing a generation injustice. Kuna injustice tunafanyia a whole generation, especially to the boy child, because they will never be able to experience the kind of leadership that they are supposed to take up in the future. So this is a challenge, and I think this question is a very serious question, and I think this should challenge us. Hii video manze sitetei men, hii manze ni a point of us standing up, and I feel as men we should take up that role to be able to mentor the generation that is coming in. So for that video, thank you so much for that question. That question was so amazing. I think for me it is one of the critical things that we need to rethink as a church, on how men should take up their role as leaders and also as mentors and also as fathers. So thank you so much for that video. By the way, and this I will say this again and again, if you have a question that you really want to ask, ama unaweza taka tuiongelele kwa hii platform, iandika hapo hivyo kwa comment, ama you can just follow me on Instagram pale hivyo Jesse Mbogwa, ama Facebook Wachira Jesse Mbogwa, ama on my page on Facebook Jesse Saint with a Gift. But if you have any kind of question, please make sure that you reach out to me. Ask hata hapa kwa comment, uliza, and I'll be able to pick up that question and we'll do a video for it and see how we can handle it. Remember, this is a safe space. Thank you so much for tuning in. Na kama manze hauja subscribe, this is your moment manze, I'm giving you a second. Finya hiyo red button pale hivyo subscribe, na pia like and share. Nataka tu hii kitu tuifanye pamoja. Nataka hii kitu ifikie wase wengi kule nje, because hii safe space tutakuwa tunaongelea everything that is affecting our lives. So thank you so much for tuning in. This was an amazing question. See you on the next one. Peace out.